Let's get salty!
Everyone, Zeddy here again today with a brand new video, and it is time for our day one patch review of, well, the mini set launch, Embers of the World Tree, and it kind of sucked. I didn't have a great time. Day one either was underwhelming or frustrating. I feel like it just made the meta worse, if anything, and I want to talk about the one big glaring mistake that just has led to this, in my opinion, going into this mini set, because I do think it's a cool mini set. But yeah, one big problem, and it's not even these 16 attack king plushes murdering my opponent on turn 8, which, you know, late game, by the way, could do it on like turn 6 as we did in yesterday's video. But yeah, we'll talk about that as well as fully preview the new portrait, a really sick one added to the shop in the Winter Queen, and talk about like very overpriced cosmetics that even this whale is like really stopped getting all the signatures and diamonds because it's just too much. And again, we'll talk about it. But I want to remind you guys that we are on that road to 100,000 subscribers. And if you feel like I've earned your subscription, please hit that sub button down below. Give the video a like as we're inching ever closer to that Bran Bronzebeard cosplay. And I'm going to try and go all out for it. So hit that sub button, make me go Bran. So this was like the talk of the day, at least. Imbue Hunter, the King plushes. I think the first thing I saw on Twitter was Homie was taken, tweeting out first game of the mini set, took 34 damage on turn 6 with multiple taunts on the board. And yeah, I love the fact that he's facing 17 attacking plushes. His opponent still has 3 mana left. Like, what the hell, man? It's just really stupid, really dumb. And if you take a look at very early, this is very early numbers, HS Replay, not quite up there. HS Guru always has like a lot smaller data to work with. Again, this is not indicative of anything. I will have best deck recommendations tomorrow when more data starts coming in. But very early on, Diamond through Legend, Imbue Druid looks to be one of the better performing decks. I will have a gameplay video on that. That is the one fun thing I had, by the way. Imbue Druid has a lot of new cards. It's a board-based deck. It's a little bit stupid, of course. It's Hearthstone if it's good, but I really did enjoy that. So we'll try and have gameplay on that later today, so stay tuned. But the usual thing, like Rogue, Paladin, and Imbue Hunter is trending somewhat positively, although the numbers keep dropping because people are just going back to playing aggressive decks, which is what really, I mean, Imbue Hunter still loses to that. Like, they didn't get much good early game defense, but if you go to like Legend, where again, the numbers are super small, you can see Imbue Hunter is like 51%, and at top 1K, we'll have to go to like minimum 500 games. It's actually sub 50%, and there's only Imbue Druid up there, but it's like doing well, right? You see why I don't like recommending decks after one day? This is the type of data I got to deal with. So you can go to those videos where people like best decks right away, but you need at least 48 hours to get any idea. And if we go to minimum games of 100, you see Imbue Druid doing well. And again, you see Imbue Hunter not doing well. So the only like deck that seems to be trending positively that's actually new, right? Actually, what is it even really new? Like, that wasn't really doing well before this mini set is Imbue Druid. And that's the big mistake to me. That was the huge mistake. This dev comment in yesterday's patch notes, which normally I do a video on patch notes, but no need when the only constructed thing was literally this, where it said there are no Hearthstone mode balance changes in this patch because we'd like to see how the new mini set cards influence the shape of the format before making other changes. The next balance window is coming shortly after launch, so probably next week would be my guess. We'll talk about that in a future video, which is where we'll take a look at meta outliers, new or existing. We also have another balance window before the next expansion in early June. The next expansion is not coming out in June. They're just saying their next balance window is in early June. So no spoilers there, although it's looking like the first or second week of July will be the next set. Again, we'll talk about that in a future video. And yeah, in case we need to make additional adjustmts. So the main thing I will just say, there should have been adjustments this patch. Why? It's been over a month and a half, and we already knew that Paladin, right, with the Lightbot, we already knew that's broken. Really good, really hard to beat with almost anything. And we also know that like Zarimi Nerlax pisses a lot of people off. But to be fair, I feel like all the talk will be about Imbue Hunter now, because why play Zarimi Priest when I could play Imbue Hunter, which is just faster and beats the same slow decks, right? It still loses to aggro, just like Zarimi Priest does mostly, and it's the same thing, but faster. So I would expect a lot of complaints, and I hope it doesn't mean that they're gonna forget about Narlax stuff and just nerf Imbue Hunter, which I think could happen. So it'll be really interesting, but yeah, that's the big mistake, right? Like I tweeted out, I don't know if I could find it here. Oh, that's just a meme, by the way. I wanted to mention that Firak, very much a powerful card, very much like Yogg, and is certainly something to keep an eye out. I have been scammed already a bunch, but I just said, like, not doing balance changes with this mini set was a huge mistake. I really believe that. They should have hit very obvious outliers that weren't just gonna magically disappear with this mini set. And the only thing that people are talking about instead is the one other kind of outlier in Plush, and especially with recent Kibler video about combo decks being frustrating and no interaction. This is like the poster child of it. Although in that video, did he kind of defend Imbue Hunter a little bit? Anyways, regardless, before this mini set, we didn't have a combo deck that was popping off on turn 6. The best Zarimi Priest could possibly hope for was turn 7, and that was like a high roll, and like Protoss Mage was like turns 14, 15, all the other ones really slow, plus they took multiple turns, and that's all out the window. And by the way, this is all responsible by a new card that new 3-mana dragon literally made for the sole purpose of doing this, right? It's not like the devs didn't know that this was going to happen. It's literally made to only really do that. The achievement for this card is to copy legendary beasts. What do you think they're trying to push, right? And it's really weird when people really don't like the style of gameplay and they keep pushing it and then nerfing it immediately when people bitch. So it's like, why do we do the first part of this whole process, right? So yeah, I expect a lot of complaints about this. I expect this to probably get nerfed next week, even if it's not competitive, even if it's like, you know, 48% at high legend, because it's another one of those very polarized experiences where it loses to aggro, but it dunks on the slow decks, right? And well, Brian Kibler won't be having fun because I don't think he really likes to jam aggro. As me, I don't really either, but in Druid I do, and you get a lot of plants, usually fast enough to kill those hunter decks. So yeah, day one, it was just not great, like, right? It was a lot. And also, I'll just mention, like, at one point, I think I faced, like, in 5 games, 4 Drunk Paladins. Like, it just wasn't facing new cards. And Druid was able to kind of compete, so at least there was that. But other than Imbue Druid, it doesn't feel like there's a heck of a lot going on, and it's not exactly the most new and fresh thing in the world. Anyways, let's go to that shop in the whole shop update and talk about expensive stuff. Starting off, I wanted to talk about, yeah, the mini set, obviously available for purchase if you want to. Again, I always recommend buying the normal mini set with gold if you have it. You save yourself from duplicate protection and packs. It's always really good value. And already, this card is awesome. I can tell you that much already. B-Rack is great. Sigil of Cinder is really good too. And there's a bunch of other cards that are already seeing a bit of play, like the Chameleon's awesome. And there'll be more stuff over time, right? So absolutely recommend it. Golden, obviously, only if you have, like, you know, a lot of gold or money. And I will say B-Rack Diamond, really sweet. And this is a sweet card. I didn't actually get like Narlaxed or Shutter Blocked with this yet, so it's just good for 9 mana. It's just a good 9 mana card, which says a lot in today's game. Like I memed, it's just Yogg, but a bit more fiery. They added these amazing, absolutely amazing signatures that I would love to buy, but they are insanely, astronomically priced, where if you want all 3, it's $120 Canadian and 9,000 runestones. They're amazing, but like, Tindril might not see any play. I don't know how much I will get out of that. Volcross, I highly doubt we'll see any play, but you know, it's there. And yeah, we got the Dark Knight, which we know is a bad card. It never sees play, even if it's been buffed, it is tradable and all that. So you have 3 cards that might not see a ton of play that will cost you the same amount or more of a AAA game. And at the same time, I just think it's silly because you have a portrait like this, Diamond Winter Queen, which is fully animated, has all these different voice lines. You can see it and experience it every game you play Druid, right? Like, it's weird that they price this more reasonably, something that I imagine would probably cost them more to make too. It's got to, right? Voice acting and still requires artwork. It's kind of crazy. I even tweeted like, it's just so expensive and like they're pricing me out and like that's crazy. And another person, Nelgalon, he's the same as me. He used to collect every single diamond, every signature, and says I'm out too. And he's been not buying everything. He even tweeted just, I bought the diamond portrait and that's it. And yeah, it's the same for me. There's also 2 diamonds, which again is weird. Like Kwanzu, it's a cool diamond, but again, $35 for a card that's not competitive at all. It's just discover a spell. It's cute and all. I like to have it, but again, when you have this many and that much, even myself, I'm priced out. And Brol's the only one I'm thinking about because that is a really cool animation. And I do think Brol will see play at some point. It's just a matter of when does Hunter get cheap spells. But yeah, they have managed to make somebody who, for me, bought everything to the point where I'm being really selective now. That's probably costing the money back for when I used to buy everything. But portraits, I always feel like I get the full value. And yeah, we have the 1 portrait added, the Diamond Winter Queen bundle with that sick plus 20% value. That is just completely pulled out of their butts. You get 3 Druid packs, 2 golden standard packs. You get the portrait, which is a diamond one, so it's like special animations. And well, take a look at what she sounds like.
Winter Queen versus Anduin.
The light shall bring victory.
Let the cycle begin anew.
One kiss.
I greet you. You show great potential. My thanks. I am awestruck. Unforeseen. You should not cross a queen. For the Weald. I have already struck. That requires more mana.
This is not what we stood for.
My deepest apologies. Time to fight is over.
And yeah, for a fire expansion, getting the Winter Queen actually made sense, as she is really damn fire. I love this portrait already. So that one's in there, and yeah, that's kind of the mini set update. I feel like it's gonna be just like the expansion launch, where this not great launch, and then we'll get the big balance patch, and then we'll get the real mini set launch, and it'll probably feel better. I just feel like, why can't we skip to that right now? Why? We already know it's stupid. Couldn't we just have dealt with it? But apparently not. Anyways, let me know how you feel about all this down below in the comments, and we should have a gameplay video on that Imbue Druid later. Really good deck, and I find it pretty fun, so hopefully you will tune in for that. If you enjoyed the video, please like and subscribe. Have a great day, and stay salty, my friends.